G'day and welcome to Talking Siege episode 59. We are here on the Rainbow Six ANZ channel to bring you the latest and greatest Rainbow Six related stuff. Here, if you're new to the show, this is just a little bit of a kind of podcast talk show where we go over anything Rainbow Six related, mainly to do with the Australia-New Zealand region. That's the Ubisoft channel that we're on at the moment, the Rainbow Six Ubisoft official channel for Australia and New Zealand. I'm Dev. We've also got Sky and Cthulhu. This is the usual crowd, and we got some good stuff to talk about today. With especially if you're a Ubisoft fan, not just of Rainbow Six but of other Ubisoft titles, because Ubisoft Experience is right around the corner. So, what is Ubisoft Experience? It's happening next weekend. It is there are actually 3 Ubisoft Experiences, as you saw on the screen just there. Birmingham in the UK, Paris, but Sydney is the one that we're going to be talking about. That's on next weekend. It's basically this kind of convention where you can go and see all these different activities that are going on related to a variety of Ubisoft games, including Rainbow Six. Lots of Rainbow Six stuff is going to be there. And if you didn't know, you can purchase tickets. All of the the money from the tickets will go to charity, and the charity is Are You OK?, which is a mental health charity. So a fantastic cause if you do want to rock up, enjoy some Ubisoft related game stuff, and raise money for a great charity as well. So to tell us a little bit more about what's happening at Ubisoft Experience, Cthulhu, what's going on?
A few things actually going on. We have a reward system. Well, not rewards. You can get exclusive rewards at Ubisoft Experience, which spreads out for a variety of titles. Dev, I believe we have a graphic to show for that. Yeah. So essentially, the way how you could go about it is you type into your browser qrcode.ubisoft.com, and you get that nice-looking QR code for yourself. And when you arrive at UB Experience, you show the QR code to the Ubisoft employee, and they'll help you redeem it for your account, and you will get a bunch of really cool stuff, including the cool stuff for the upcoming games like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And overall, like it's a very nice touch overall, just for everyone who's attending to have something of a memory within the gaming world. We also have a retro lounge that will be showcased on during the Ubisoft Experience, where you'll be able to play all the classic old titles, including the very first iterations of Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, Beyond Good and Evil, Prince of Persia, and of course Rayman. And all of those are going to be... I'm actually quite excited to see, and just kind of reminisce of the older titles. Yeah,
I'm a bit of a Splinter Cell fan, so I hope I have some spare time so I can go and check out the Splinter Cell section. I know there are a lot of people who are really into Splinter Cell out there.
Oh yeah, Splinter Cell for me was one of those like starting stealth games. Ghost Recon, I think I've gotten into it like properly during the Advanced Warfighter when it came out. And Prince of Persia, well, I even remember some of the titles that were on the phones as well. So
Hmm.
I'm definitely keen to see that as well. How about you, Sky?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see all the things that Ubisoft Experience has to offer. Um, I'm just excited for sort of the community vibe. I think it's really cool for Ubisoft to sort of do something like this exclusively for the Ubisoft community. And the fact that, as you mentioned earlier, Dev, it's all for charity. It's just really great thing to be around, and I think it's going to be a blast.
Yeah. Well, up next though, we do also have the launch just recently of Uplay Plus. So you can start your free trial from up until 30th of September, and you get the access to pretty much all of the Ubisoft titles that they were released recently and a while ago, and as well as that, you get the access to all of the DLCs and all of the all the cool stuff. So say you want to get your friend into Siege, tell your friends, tell your family, get them into Siege. They get to try all of the newest operators. They get to try all the juicy stuff, all the saucy content that is coming up. Very much recommended. I've actually been just started using Uplay Plus myself, and been enjoying some of the even older titles, which I somewhat initially forgot. And then to kind of close things out on the official section, we have the chibis. Series 3 chibis have been released into the wild, and you can get them, especially on the 25% discount as well. I'll be most definitely picking up a fair few of them. RIP my wallet. But I, to be absolutely honest, I'm actually quite liking them. I'm, albeit that it is a slight departure from the original style, like say, I don't know, even with Valkyrie. It's definitely a good-looking set.
Yeah, it's 3-speed special. I think all of them are 3 speeds except for
2 speed.
Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of keen fraggers out there, I think, in this collection. So should be good. I remember when I saw the Vigil one for the first time, like that one particularly is like it's something pretty impressive about that one. I love it.
Yeah, the visual one is pretty good. I like. I think Bandit will be one of my favorite ones as well. How about you, Sky? Which one?
Yeah, no, I think they all look really cool. I like the Ella one. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool, pretty colorful as well.
Bit of
The
that.
goggles are
her
sort of
mine
cool.
as well in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think they all look really awesome, and it's really cool to see Ubisoft are continuing the Rainbow Six chibis.
Yeah. Now, that is pretty much about it on the official side of Rainbow Six, gentlemen. How about we transition into esports and talk about all the recent happenings?
So I'm sure like a lot of people in the Rainbow Six esports ecosystem will have been watching Dreamhack Montreal, which has just finished last night for my time zone. So pretty exciting because there were 16 teams. It's actually the same format for this Dreamhack Montreal as all the majors. It's called a minor. It's like a tournament that has quite a lot of teams, but there's not quite as much prize pool as like a major, but the first place in the event does earn you a spot at the Six Invitational 2020. So that's really the thing that a lot of these teams were gunning for. So there were 4 groups. And out of each of those groups, only 2 made it through to the playoffs, and then the playoffs played in a single in bracket, which is on screen. I think that the biggest upset of this event was the fact that G2 got knocked out before they made playoffs. And I think that the extra little bit of salt in that wound for that team was the fact that it was a team called BDS, which is a French team with a player called Shaco, who has a bit of a history with G2. So I think it was a spectacular event for seeing a lot of those upsets. We saw some of the lesser-known teams really make it quite far. A great bit of revival for Team Liquid, who didn't make it to the most recent major, and finally, had a good shot at getting a victory here. But it was TSM who took first place, which is funny because 7th place at the moment in the North American Pro League, and they took the entire damn thing and spot at the Six Invitational. So Yeah, it was a great event. I'm still actually finding my way back through all the VODs and watching them all. They weren't, I did not have time to stay up and watch them overnight, and so catching up still. But yeah, the semis at the moment, the one I've just about finished watching is TSM versus BDS, particularly good game, and Liquid versus TSM is also a really good one. So highly recommend watching those. I don't know. I guess we're kind of entering into a little bit of a new era where we don't have a dynasty of G2, which is, it's been a long time coming, and if they've crumbled slowly, but with the loss at the Six Major Raleigh to Empire and now getting knocked out in groups here, people are saying maybe there's actually a chance that we won't see G2 at the Six Invitational. Is that going to happen?
There is a chance for it. I mean, in the words of Intero, the king has fallen. Long live the king.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's possible for sure, but then at the same time, although they lost at Raleigh, like they still came second. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty decent. Like can't deny that coming second is an achievement. So to go from second to just not qualifying for an event whatsoever, I think it's a big leap. I think it could be on the cards, but I still expect to see G2 at the Six Major, at the Six Invitational.
I guess it's because at the moment there's one more minor left, which will get them a spot if they take the victory in that. But I'm not sure if they're going to compete at that minor. And then we also have the Pro League. If they come first or second in EU Pro League, they'll make it. But that's looking unlikely because they currently don't have a very good record in the first half of the season. And then the last chance would be to get through the online qualifier through all the EU teams. And G2 aren't really a team that we see show up online. So I guess it is coming to be that risky position. But hats off to some of these teams who have stepped up: Liquid, BDS, TSM, even EG, who after making their roster change still made it to semis here. I think there's a lot to be said for them. So yeah, I mean, in the esports section, we're at a bit of a turbulent time. The times are changing in Rainbow Six Esports Lite now, and it's really exciting to be along for that ride, because you get to see these new teams really start to make an impact. Some old teams start to get a bit rusty, and where it'll all end up at the Six Invitational, well, we can only speculate for now. So I'm excited for it. If you want to know what it's like to get a chance to actually go to some of these events and see these teams on stage, but you haven't been to the majors, maybe you missed out on getting to Melbourne for the Melbourne Esports Open Six Masters because you live in Sydney, well, come along to UB Experience, because we will have the opportunity for you to witness some esports. It's not going to be a major, but we do have a charity clash going on. We've got 4 pro teams from Australia and New Zealand: Mindfreak, Sinister, Fury, and Oddity. And they're going to be playing 2 semi-finals and then 1 grand final. There's no prize money on the deck, but it is for charity, raising money. So they're still going to give us a really good show. And you'll get to kind of go and see what it's like to watch an esports event and say hi to the players and that kind of thing. So if you are heading to UB Experience, as Cthulhu mentioned earlier, there are a lot of activities going on. But for the Rainbow Six room, the main feature will be the stage where we've got the players competing, and also some free play, so you can play yourself in some matches. Pardon me. We're also going to have some influencer and show matches. So influencers, your favorite streamers from Australia and New Zealand, they'll be playing in these show matches alongside some pros, and you can even get a chance to play with them if you put up your hand and get a bit lucky on the selection. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. Ubisoft Experience to see some esports. But that's pretty much it for esports. The minor coming to a close. Pro League coming back really soon, actually, week and a half. So really excited for that, because obviously a lot of things have changed at ANZ. So yeah, that's it for esports. Sky, what do we got on the community side of things then?
Yeah, well, for community, I guess first up we've got, as I'm sure many of you guys and gals have been seeing on Twitter, heaps of the mentioned pros. As Dev said before, there will be pros at UB Experience competing in the charity clash, are posting these really cool sort of gift packs that they've been receiving from Ubisoft. And there's some really cool sort of goodies in there. You've got a drink bottle, you've got some Are You OK Day merch and that sort of thing. So I just thought it'd be cool to highlight this and, I guess just show some of this merch. And I may be incorrect, but I feel like there is going to be a decent chance for you to get some of this Ubisoft Experience merch at the event itself. So if you rock up who knows what will happen. Next up, we have got the UBXP cosplay competition. This was announced just a few hours ago on Twitter, the Ubisoft Twitter. And this is a really cool competition for those of you attending Ubisoft Experience. You can actually come in cosplay. In order to qualify for this competition, your cosplay does need to be an original cosplay from a Ubisoft title. But yeah, I mean, if you want to cosplay, come along. If you do want to enter the competition, you need to take a picture of yourself in cosplay at Ubisoft Experience and use the hashtag UBXP cosplay, as you can see there on that graphic. And you'll have an opportunity to win a custom Rayman PS4 controller and 3D artwork. So some really cool stuff there up for grabs if you put the effort in. Next up for me, it's going to be the Are You OK Day showcase. So as we mentioned earlier on in the episode, the entirety of Ubisoft Experience actually is in support of Are You OK Day. I guess I just wanted to, for those of you that maybe aren't as aware of what Are You OK Day is, break it down a little bit, talk a little bit about the charity and what they promote, as well as showing a quick video that I think sums it up pretty well. So Are You OK Day is a suicide prevention charity based here in Australia. And I guess their sort of message is all about talking at, Are You OK Day? It sort of says in the title, it's about asking someone, are you okay? And it's all about, a conversation could change a life. That's sort of their title, if you will. And, I stand by this. I mean, I know most people, as unfortunate as it is, are affected by suicide, especially in Australia. And I really think it's good to get a conversation going about this sort of stuff, and really attempting to move that stigma. So, Dev, if you'll take it away, we have got a cool 2-minute video here that I think sums up Are You OK Day really well, and we'll swap to that now.
Cole Brody's place, and every day, Kirsty waves to Cole, and every day, without fail, Cole waves back. So why didn't he wave back today? 20 years of amassing an amazing collection of rare albums, and today, Andy Chambers just gives them all away? Margaret Poulos never goes anywhere without her beloved dog, Layla. Yet, for some reason, she did on Tuesday. Every lunchtime at 1 p.m, Jackie meets her friend Christina Greenwood for a jog. And Christina never, ever runs late. Jamie Burney has never missed one footy training session in 3 years. Isn't it strange he didn't lob up on Wednesday? Every Sunday, Edwin Cheng religiously cleans his car. He couldn't be bothered cleaning it this particular Sunday. Really? There's no way that Maria Costa would ever let anyone walk into her house dragging dirt behind them. But last Tuesday, she did that herself. If there's two things Simon Casey knows for sure, it's that one, he'll eventually be bitten by a dog, again, and two, that David Silver of 23 Carbon Street will, as always, be at his letterbox at exactly 2:30 to meet him. When you notice a change in someone's behaviour, no matter how small, trust your gut instinct. Ask, are you okay? And start a conversation that could change a life.
Yeah, so
Here's the thing.
really, I guess, interesting video there. I think it really sort of shows the different things that maybe you wouldn't pick up on every day, and like I guess when you sort of read into them, maybe there could be something more serious going on, which is why I encourage you on this Thursday, the 12th of September. It's going to be Are You OK Day. Ask someone if they're okay, and for that matter, ask someone if they're okay on any other day of the year. It really shouldn't take a specific day to do so, but I guess the 12th of September, this is when we really want to emphasize it. And finally, in closing, Ubisoft Experience is in support of Are You OK Day. So if you want to support the cause even more, rock up to Ubisoft Experience and have a blast, as well as supporting such an important cause. Nevertheless, we're going to move on to the top pick section for this week, beginning with you, Cthulhu.
Yeah, so my top pick for this week has been essentially like a mock-up of the shoe design made by, I hope I won't butcher the Twitter handle, at Hanjosi. She is a UK-based artist and has been making quite some impressive drawings, so definitely do follow her as well for that. But yeah, I'm legitimately digging all of those designs. Probably more of the Dokkaebi and the Sledge one, and if ever I'd find this, or if any time Ubisoft decides to release this type of stuff, I'll be probably in line to buy a pair of those.
Yeah, I love the
How
the
about-
IQ and Sledge ones.
Mm.
It's really cool.
How about yourselves, boys?
Yeah, no, I really like the shoes a lot. I think the Sledge one, I'm a bit of a Sledge main, so
Damn
I,
right you are.
damn right. I try not to flame that much, but it's my guilty pleasure. Nevertheless, moving on to my host pick, I have selected a very insane shot from the one, the only Nico from Sinister. You've probably heard of this guy by now. He's pretty famous.
Yeah, he's a bit of a Twitter sensation. I'll just play the
Yeah.
clip then, with some sound, so you get to.
Experience it.
I'm doing this.
The stuff that this guy manages to do never ceases to amaze me. It's pretty incredible. If I'm being completely honest, yeah, he's
dude.
always coming up with incredibly creative things.
Yeah, this pipe exists so that you can throw drones down it, and so that you can throw maybe grenades down it if you want to get creative. But I don't know how he found that angle. That is like, oh man, I bet you there's a map designer out there just like, God damn it! I thought I fixed that pixel, but nope, Nico. It's just Nico things.
Just Nico things instead. Dev, what is your host pick for this week?
On the theme of Dreamhack Montreal, I found a meme from the Dark Zero Twitter and Instagram. So they're talking about how they were going to come up against the winner of BDS, who's the French team from Challenger League, European Challenger League, or G2, and BDS beat G2. So you'd think Dark Zero would be like, oh yes, you know we only have to face we only have to face BDS, not G2, but yeah, that didn't turn out so well for them. As you can see, they got 2-1 by BDS. So yeah, love that one.
It's hard times out here for some teams.
Yeah. Don't underestimate EU Challenger League teams. They are so good.
At this point, just don't underestimate EU in general.
Well, here's one thing. EU didn't make the grand final. No EU teams at the grand final. It was a Latin America versus North America grand final. All American grand final. So there you go.
Rejoiced.
Yeah, there you go. There's one thing for all those EU supremacists out there. All right. Is that we've done a lot. I thought for some reason we still hadn't seen Cthulhu's, but no. So yeah, that's all the host picks for this week. Yeah, and I'm just going to remind you guys, we talked a bit about Ubi Experience, about Are You OK Day. If you want to get involved, you want to jump on this. If you live in Sydney, you can go to the, you just type in Ubisoft Experience Sydney into Google. You'll be able to find the ticket link without too much trouble. All the proceeds do go to Are You OK, the mental health charity. Raising money for them is kind of one of the purposes of this Ubisoft Experience, and there's a lot of stuff you can do. It's in Sydney, in the city. At the Roundhouse, which is part of UNSW. So it'll be a great place to go. All of us three, we're going to be there. So if you want to talk about Talking Siege, you know, you'll see us. Just come talk to us about Talking Siege. We would love that.
Or just anything.
Or anything.
Wise, really.
Hell, anything at all. Like,
Yeah.
you know, tell me what you had for breakfast. I'll be interested. It's probably better than whatever I had for breakfast because I ran out of muesli the other day, and so I've had some rough mornings. Anyhow, so yeah, that's about it for tonight, guys. Though I just want to say thank you for watching the show, and come along to Ubisoft Experience on the weekend. Highly recommend it. If you can't make it though, that's okay, because we're going to be talking all about it next week in our episode. We're here every single Monday at 8 p.m. AEST. For some of you, if you're watching from overseas, maybe that's not Monday, but you can convert that in Google, 8 p.m. AEST to, and then whatever time zone you're in. So if you want to keep watching the show, tune in every Monday, same time, same place. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. We also are on all of the normal podcasting platforms like iTunes, Spotify. So just look for Talking Siege, look for our logo, and you can listen to the audio versions if you're in a commute on the way to work or school or whatever. So anyhow, thanks for tuning in tonight, and yeah, we'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Peace.
Get Debbie's.